MGM Grand Garden Arena. Tail of the tape, Plant, 27 years of age. Lee is 32. Plant with a 1-inch height advantage. Both Plant and Lee with a reach of 74 inches. To the ring, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions presents the Fox PBC Fight Night featured bout of the evening, brought to you by MGM Resorts and Brooklyn Boxing. Sanctioned by the IBF, the president, Daryl Peoples, introducing our three judges, scoring from ringside, Patricia Morse-Jarman, Don Trella, and Glenn Trowbridge. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, it's time for the Fox PBC Fight Night main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from Chicago, Illinois. He weighed in at a ready 167 pounds, undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 21 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making his first attempt at a world title, please welcome the popular University of Notre Dame graduate, introducing the undefeated Mike Lee. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing giraffe print trunks with gold and red trim. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Nashville, Tennessee, he weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds. Also undefeated, his record stands at 18 wins, no losses, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the first defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, known as Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant. Our third man to the ring, a referee in charge of the action. Now to give instructions, Robert Bird.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I'm going to repeat now. I'm going to give you clear instructions, and that's what I want you to do and how I tell you to do it. Protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. When you hear me say stop, what that means is stop whatever you're doing, give me a clean break. Anything on the belt here and above is good. If it's on the belt and above, it's going to be good. Both of you are professionals, and that's all I expect in this ring tonight, that you conduct yourself in a professional manner. Mr. Lee, Mr. Plant, gentlemen, let's do this.
We are set to go from Las Vegas. Tonight's odds provided by Fox Bet. Caleb Plant, Mike Lee for the IBF World Super Middleweight title. The first title defense for 27-year-old Caleb Plant, native of Tennessee, now lives here in Las Vegas. Record of 18-0, 10 via knockout. Mike Lee grew up in the Chicago area, now lives in Southern California. Underway, scheduled for 12 rounds.
Joe, what do you think? He didn't. Mike Lee didn't look at him during the face-off.
Well, he's looking at him now, so that's all that matters. All I know is Mike Lee is a very aggressive guy. Watch tape on him. You know, he's a former linebacker for high school, exactly. University of Missouri, high school linebacker. He's got that mentality. Ended up at Notre Dame, got his finance degree there, but he's got a linebacker mentality. Now he's in there with a real slick guy that's Caleb Plant, that's got a big amateur background. He was an alternate on the Olympic team. Mike Lee does not have that pedigree as an amateur, so he's really a little bit more rough and rugged around the edges, and he's got his work cut out for him against Caleb Plant. But he's an overachiever, Mike Lee, so I don't underestimate him.
And these guys do not like each other. Trash talk in the weeks and days leading up to the fight. As referred to, Mike Lee did not look up at Caleb Plant during the Face-off a moment ago.
I don't know. That would give me a little confidence going in there. Man doesn't look at me, you know. But you're right. He's looking at him now. Right. But the way out Caleb came out very sharp, threw some nice combination punches, and showed his speed straight away.
Yeah, you watch Caleb Plant, and he's really a very slick fighter, and that's how he took apart Euskadagi to win the title. So Caleb Plant's got a great jab. He's got a great double hook. See right there, he'll touch you to the body and hit you to the head before you know it. He's got a good right hand to the body, and you know he's just an all-around great athlete. Look at that right there, right hand, left hook to the body. Once he slows Mike Lee down a little bit, he's going to be able, I think, really, you know, put together what he wants to do. Look at that head movement.
See the difference. Caleb's not in one position. He's moving. He's not easy to hit right now. But when Caleb decides to throw punches, Mike Lee is in one place, and he's just receiving the punches. He's just taking it.
Caleb Plant in the giraffe print shorts in honor of his late mother, Beth, the giraffe, her favorite animal. His nickname. Down goes Lee here in round 1.
And that's when Caleb came with the jab. He was throwing the jab all the time, and then he turned it over into a hook and caught him straight on the chin.
That's what he dropped Euskadagi with twice in the first 4 rounds. Now, he's got to be careful. You don't want to run into anything. But, you know, Caleb should just set him up again like he did a few seconds ago.
We saw Lee say, "I'm all right, let's go." Down to 10 seconds remaining in round 1, scheduled for 12.
This is where Caleb needs to throw to the body first before going back to that left hook.
Mike Lee knocked down in round 1, smiling as he comes out of his corner. Round 2 underway. Caleb Plant said, "I'm not letting it go 12 rounds. He can wave the white flag or I will wave it for him." Well, look at the punches landed in round 1, 18-3 advantage Caleb Plant.
Now we listen into the corner of Mike Lee right there. Unfortunately, you had 3 different people giving him instructions. There should be only one voice in that corner, and that's the lead trainer. So I don't know if they confused him or if he heard all 3 of them. But there were 3 voices talking. Now Plant's got to set him up again with that jab. That's really what enabled him. See, when you throw that jab, as the opponent, you want to use your right hand to kind of knock the jab down. It's called parrying it. And if you can catch a guy, feint a guy, make him go for that parry, and then wrap that hook around that hand that's moving, you know, you got yourself a knockdown.
Usually when you get knocked down like that, you feel like you need to get it back straight away, and you know it seems like Andy Lee's trying to do that. He's trying to get that knockdown back, so he's moving forward. Sometimes you have to watch out because Caleb could set you up with that left, right, or the hook.
Yeah, Caleb can set you up for almost any punch. He's really, well, I watched a lot of tape on him. He's really slicker than I ever knew, to tell you the truth. The more I studied him, the more I was impressed with him. Now, Mike Lee, of course, he's not, like I said, he doesn't have the pedigree of Caleb Plant, the amateur background. So he's really an aggressive guy, and he just kind of forces his will on you and tries to hit you with brute force. And he's got a decent style, but he's going to have his work cut out for him to hit a great moving target like Caleb Plant.
Mike Lee, graduate of Notre Dame, finance major. Caleb Plant said yesterday, when the bell rings, I'll teach him a lesson he never learned at Notre Dame.
That's actually pretty funny, but and he's doing it right there because that was a beautiful jab, right hand. He dropped Caleb Plant through the jab, high drop low with the right hand of the rib cage. Now, normally you might expect a left hook coming from your opponent right after that, and you'd want to get underneath it, but there was no left hook that came from Lee after that.
Caleb's showing good defense right now. He's not getting hit.
Right elbow to back out of the way a couple of times.
No, you're right, Lennis. Caleb, like I said, I was very impressed studying him. He's really very evasive, and he's got a slick style. He's got great eyes. But what I say, more importantly, he's got a real high IQ. And that's the combination that he put Euskadagi down twice. Well, he's starting to land some good sharp shots right now. But Caleb Plant's got a high IQ in the ring.
Time winding down in round 2, scheduled for 12.
Mike.
Well, in 2015, Caleb Plant lost his daughter, Aaliyah, at 19 months due to a rare disease. With a reminder of the title belt painted on his ceiling, he then delivered on a promise to win a world championship and deliver the belt to the gravesite of his daughter. He's gone through a lot of heartbreak. His mom passing away earlier this year. Lost his daughter back in 2015.
We're all parents sitting here. You, Kenny, Lennox is a parent. I'm a parent. And could you imagine? You just couldn't imagine anything worse than that in your life. I don't know how you ever could get over it. It would be devastating, I think, to all three of us here. And it's amazing that this man is able to even carry on with a career, to tell you the truth. I'd want to jump off a bridge, quite frankly.
Caleb,
so my hat's off to him.
Caleb with a tattoo on his left arm, honoring his daughter. We mentioned the giraffe print trunks in honor of his late mom, Beth. Round 3 scheduled for 12. Caleb Plant, the IBF World Super Middleweight Champ. Mike Lee fighting for the first time in 13 months. And Lee goes down again.
That was a great right hand right over the top of the low hand of Mike Lee. Caleb Plant caught him with a solid right hand to the chin.
And he set that whole thing up with the jab. You could see it coming, basically. You know, Mike Lee just is standing there waiting for the punches. And Caleb can really do anything he wants. He can place the punches anywhere he wants. Caught him with a short right hook coming in.
Left hook.
His left hook,
yeah.
I don't think this fight's going to go the distance right now. I think
he's very hurt right now.
Yeah, he's having trouble getting up.
Now, it looked like Robert Bird's able to push that time.
One more knockdown, the fight's going to be over. I can guarantee you that. Look at Mike Lee. He's just overly aggressive and look determined. But that also might be the reason he runs into another hard punch like that.
Yeah.
That's it.
That will do it. And Lee is not happy with the referee, Robert Bird.
Let me tell you, Lee's...
We head to the ring and join Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 29 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, Robert Bird, stops the contest. He is the winner by way of knockout, technical knockout, still undefeated and still the IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant.